And no, today it's not a welcome back to a new Japanese exercise, because yes, you read that right. I am going to make kale cupcakes. And I'm gonna make my aunt and my little brother try them on Christmas Eve. No pressure. So how did I have this idea? Pretty simple. I watched the movie Leo. And in there, there's a mother saying to her child, "Do you want some kale muffins?"
Have a kale cupcake.
And during the entire movie, I was like, can kale cupcakes actually be good? So here I am making a video about it. Disclaimer, I am not a cook, I am not a baker, I just enjoy baking from time to time. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing. Usually I ask you for songs in the comments, but I guess if you have other weird recipe you want me to try, let me know in the comments. Okay, let's go. Let's go get some kales. And other stuff that you need to do cupcakes. Pardon my excitement. My idea was to get a few different ingredients that I could try with kale and see which combination could work. But of course, let's not forget the main ingredient, kale. And once I had all this, I was ready to go home in style. Hello! Into my kitchen. No. Welcome into my kitchen. For today, we are just going to try a few ingredients together and try to find something that works with kale, because for now I have absolutely no idea how to start. So we're just gonna try a few ingredients with kale and see if there's some that we like and some that we don't. After that, we are going to do tons of mug cakes, because I don't want to spend so many hours waiting for it to bake in the oven to find if the taste is somewhat working. So instead, what I'm gonna do is do always one mug cake and see if the mug cake tastes good. So for today, I'm gonna concentrate on the cake part of the cupcake. Yeah, let's go. Let's try a few things. So I bought pear, apple, a grapefruit, an orange, lemon, chestnut, squash, bananas, plantain, of course the kale. Let's try just a regular kale. I usually like kale, so it's not too bad. Yeah, not convinced. Let's try it with different ingredients. Let's try with the orange first. The combo orange and kale works pretty well, but the orange was a bit too powerful and overtook the kale taste, and that was not my goal. Let's try the grapefruit now. The combo grapefruit and kale was, let's say... Nope. Disgusting. It was disgusting. It's at this moment that I decided I will stop with citrus fruits because it doesn't really work with kale.
Nope.
Now let's try with an apple. Apple and kale was pretty good. Kind of uneventful, but pretty good. Let's try with a bit of pear. Kale and pear was really good. Let's try with a banana. I knew that banana was going to be good because there are so many banana kale smoothie, but it was not my favorite. Let's try just chocolate and kale. I love chocolate, so I knew that I was going to like that one no matter what. After I tried all the ingredients one by one, I started to make some combination. I did apple, banana, chocolate, pear, banana, chocolate, pear, banana, apple, pear, chocolate, banana, chocolate, pear, banana, apple, banana. And I landed on pear, chocolate, kale, and apple, chocolate, and kale. And I'm gonna decide between those two which one I prefer. So right now I'm trying to think how I'm gonna incorporate everything in the cake part. I think for the chocolate part, I'm gonna incorporate it with the chocolate powder and can put some chocolate chips into it. I think this, I'm gonna mix it, blend it with the liquids. And this I really don't know. Should I do the same and just blend them all? That sounds gross though. I decided I would cut the apple and the pear in little dice and incorporate them in the mixture like this, as if they were small little chocolate chips. Once I was done cutting my apple and the pear, I would prepare the mixture for the mug cakes. I first put a little bit of flour, sugar, then added the chocolate powder. Nothing was really measured. Then I moved on to the wet ingredients. I needed to add an egg, milk, and the kale. To add the kale in the mix, I wanted to blend it. So I put the egg, the milk, and the kale and blend it all. Yummy. And then I mixed everything together. The last thing I needed to do was to add the apple/pear and the chocolate chips. And it was finally ready to put in the microwave. This is the pear and this is the apple one. Let's try them out. Let's go with the pear. Wish me good luck. I don't taste the kale and I don't taste the pear. I don't even taste the chocolate. I taste the kale. Like, it's not bad. Let's move on to the apple one. That's the apple. It really looks exactly the same as the pear. It tastes totally different. Apple is better because we do taste the kale and it mixed with the apple. Apple is better. From there, I knew what I wanted. I was going to make a kale apple cupcake. The cupcake would consist of a kale and apple cake part where the apple would be diced, and instead of putting chocolate chips, I would make a chocolate frosting. And just like that, Christmas was right around the corner and it was time to get ready to make the cupcakes.
I have purchased some fabrics, and I will say one of my favorite parts about replicating an existing project.
Okay, as soon as I finished my breakfast, I got ready to start baking. I had to bake many different things for Christmas. I made 1 banana breads, cookies before starting on the cupcakes. My plan is as followed. I pretty much got a random vanilla cupcake recipe on the internet, and I'm kind of gonna remove or substitute the liquid part with kale mixture, kale juice kind of thing. In the vanilla cupcake recipe that I found, it asks for buttermilk. I don't have any buttermilk, so what I'm gonna do is pretty much put a little bit of lemon in milk, and I'm gonna mix my kale with the buttermilk. Okay, let's do that. I started by making my buttermilk by putting some lemon in the milk. Then I prepped my kale by removing the stem. Then it was time to blend it all. Once I had that, I started by prepping my dry ingredients. The usual: flour, sugar, baking powder, and a pinch of salt. And then it was time to mix all this together. Once I was done with my dry ingredients, I started to work on the wet ingredient. I prepped the butter and mixed the eggs with it. Once all this was ready, it was time to add the kale milk mixture. What am I doing? It feels so wrong. Okay, I need both my hands. So here's the wet ingredient once we added the kale. It looks. It looks. Then I had to combine the wet and the dry ingredients together. Let's add the dry ingredients. Oh my god. What am I doing with my life? Yeah. The last thing I needed to do was to cut the apples and add them to the mixture. Okay, I was finally ready to put them in the cupcake mold and put them in the oven. Then I started on the frosting part of the cupcake. I'm not gonna linger on it because I didn't use any recipe and it's a pretty basic chocolate frosting. I simply added butter, icing sugar, chocolate powder, and melted chocolate. And just like this, the cupcakes were done baking.
I mean, the color is amazing.
While they were cooling down, I made some kale chips that I then dipped into melted chocolate for decoration. And finally, I had everything to assemble my cupcakes. Okay. Let's hit the break before I start piping. First of all, I am really not a good piper. Second of all, I totally lost all my special bits to pipe. So please keep that in mind when you're gonna see what is going to unfold.
Oh my god, it really... This is unfortunate.
Okay, yes, I know. I know what it is looking like. And even with my better piping, it is even more looking like... Oh.
This is better. I mean, it still looked like shit.
Anyway, at this point, I just hope that the kale chip chocolate decoration I made would save that. Finally, after all this week of work, the cupcakes were done. Now I just needed to let my aunt and my little brother try them on Christmas Eve. But before we get into my family's reaction to the cupcakes, please consider subscribing. And if you have any other weird baking recipe that you would like me to try, I don't know, like Brussels sprout donut, please leave them in the comments. Okay, let's see my family's reaction now.
Arso. Donc je vais vous faire goûter quelque chose. Ok. Je vais vous faire goûter quelque chose et puis faudra me dire sincèrement qu'est-ce que vous en pensez.
Pas de choses d'egg, s'il te plaît.
Vous me dites sincèrement ce que vous en pensez.
Ok. Oh non.
Ok, c'est bon, vous pouvez ouvrir les yeux.
Ah. Je commence avec ce truc machin. Je fais le quoi?
Je dis pas pour l'instant, je vous laisse goûter.
Ok.
Attends, tu veux que je t'apporte une fourchette?
Ok. Attends. C'est de menthe, j'imagine.
La menthe?
Un petit peu. Oh. C'est froid, alors je peux pas vraiment bien y sentir, mais il n'y a pas de tonne de goût. Mais c'est bon. Il y a une noix de coco?
Non, il n'y a pas de noix de coco.
Ah.
Chocolat, mascarpone, comment on a dit ça?
Mascarpone? Non, mais il y a du chocolat, bien sûr, le frosting au chocolat. Mais genre, est-ce qu'ils sont dégueulasses?
Non.
Ok, vous voulez que je vous dise?
Non. De toute façon. Non, je veux pas que tu me dises. J'ai trop peur. Tu veux me dire que c'est fait en crotte de chien, je sais pas quoi. Bref.
It's kale cupcakes.
Alors c'est plus ou moins les broccoli brownies.
Ouais, plus ou moins.
Ah.
C'est chou calé. Tu vois, kale cupcakes.
Le légume là.
Tu peux pas deviner que c'est le... Alors ça veut dire que j'ai réussi, quoi.